Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan, and the game we're going to talk about today is Bubble Bobble! So, Bubble Bobble on the NES, a port of the arcade game made by Taito, which is now owned by Square-Enix. So we're going to get a Bubble Bobble and Final Fantasy crossover soon, right? Follows the story of two dinosaurs, Bub and Bob, trying to rescue their girlfriends, and since they can't really think of any other way to rescue their girlfriends, they drink a lot of soap and rescue them that way. Wash those dirty mouths. So unfortunately as a kid, I did not see the arcade version in arcades, which was a shame because I would have loved to play this. But what drew me to this game was Bub and Bob are dinosaurs. And every kid goes through that phase where dinosaurs are awesome, and dinosaurs are still awesome. Like, dude, I was just kind of thinking about it. Like, modern day Bubble Bobble remake. But have the dinosaurs look like how they do in Jurassic Park, and then they shoot bubbles and they kill Nazis. Bubble Bobble Revival! Oh, Square-Enix, pay me money. So, Bubble Bobble is a game for 1 or 2 players where you control Bub and Bob and you go down into the land of something, but it looks like candy, and then you have to trap enemies in bubbles by blowing bubbles out of your mouth. And this is where I expect the nostalgia critic to go, fucking bubbles.
Fucking bubbles.
Thanks, critic. So in order to beat your enemies in this game, you have to trap them inside bubbles, hop on top of them, and blow them out of the bubbles as they fall into the ground and turn into healthy fruit. Amazing! So not only does drinking soap give you the ability to trap and kill enemies, it also makes them healthy snacks! Well, which is a good contrast because a lot of the power-ups are candy itself. So you get various candies as power-ups in this game, like you get candies that help you shoot bubbles faster, you have candies that help you shoot bubbles farther, and also throughout the game you get these really awesome blue bubbles that help you speed through levels and speed through enemies like whee! And throughout the levels you get to collect letters that spell out to extend, which help you skip a few levels, which is really useful because a lot of the levels in this game start getting really hard, like really hard. And of course you have your standard enemies that just run over the place, and then you start having enemies that start shooting stuff at you, and my least favorite enemies of them all are these like alien enemies that shoot lasers from you all the way from the top. Like there's this one level that's really hard, like you have to hop on your bubbles to get to the top to kill the enemies, but the enemies on top are the freaking laser aliens that keep blasting down at you, kind of like Space Invaders in a way. Well, another game made by Taito. And also, if you spend way too long trying to kill enemies, the evil Baron von Blubber tries to kill you and you cannot trap him in any bubbles. Like, this motherfucker's gonna eat you alive. Looks like you can't use soap to wash his dirty mouth. And of course, as the game progresses, the levels get harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. But in order to advance past level 99, you have to get the crystal ball, and the crystal ball is not easy to get. Like, you have to like hop across this one level in hopes of getting that crystal ball before the enemies kill you, or you run out of time before Baron von Blubber tries to kill you. But once you get that crystal ball, you get to access the next couple levels before you fight the final boss. And holy crap, man, this final boss is hard. Hard as shit. Like, you need to wash that motherfucker's mouth with lightning bubbles, bitch. So in order to beat the final boss and rescue your girlfriends, you have to get the lightning bubbles on the top, and then you have to make the bubbles on the walls, and then hop on them to get the lightning to strike him, and that's how you damage him. And this ain't easy, man, because like this guy is like a fucking drunk, and he like tries to fire all his beer bottles at you. He's like, I have your girlfriends, but I'm gonna throw my beer bottles at you, you fucking dinosaurs. You should have gone extinct like millions of years ago. And so once you beat him, and then the ending. Oh my god. Oh, it's so painful to watch the bad ending. Oh my god. Yeah, I remember working so hard to beat this final boss, and getting that bad ending was like a slap in the face to me. Like, Holy shit, man. But in order to get the good ending, you have to beat the game with 2 players. Wait, this is 4. 2 players, yes. But wait, what if I don't have a second controller? Well, before you beat the boss, you just press start, press select, your buddy comes up, and then that's it. But you have to make sure you have 1 extra life to beat the game, which is really hard. And let's not forget, if you're too late in popping the bubble for the last boss, he comes back pissed. Like he's like fucking like drunken kung fu shit, like throwing bottles at you, and he's like freaking red with rage, man. He's like drunk and fighting you and shit. But hey, it's not over. Even after you beat the 100 plus levels, you get to play Super Bubble Bobble, where it's 100 times harder. And yes, I've beaten both modes back to back. And then you get the true ending, which is not too much different from the regular ending, but it's definitely an ending. So yeah, Bubble Bobble for the NES. Now, it's a shame I did not play this game in the arcades, because I would have had a blast playing this. But me and my cousin used to play this game all the time. Like, all the time. We even beat regular Bubble Bobble and Super Bubble Bobble back to back. I think that took like 3 or 4 hours, but it was amazing. And the great thing is, this game has a password feature, so you don't have to start all the way from the beginning. Like, imagine getting to level 99, and then your mom tells you, like, you have to go to sleep because you have school tomorrow. And you're like, no, I made it all the way to level 99. But hey, passwords. EECJJ is the one I remember the most. So unfortunately, you cannot get Bubble Bobble on any of the virtual consoles. It's not too expensive on eBay for the NES, but you probably don't want to invest in its sequel. That is really expensive. Because, you know, Square-Enix owns Taito's IPs and Bubble Bobble. You know, Square-Enix, I want to see a re-release of Bubble Bobble, you know, and my remake, give me a little money and I'll, help you out there, Square-Enix. Or how about Dissidia, Bubble Bobble. Have Bubble Bobble and the Final Fantasy characters, and then you have Bub and Bob. They're able to shoot bubbles at like lightning and Vivi and a Cloud, and that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. Or better yet, Bubble Bobble live action Hollywood remake using the animatronics from Jurassic Park, and then have that T-Rex shoot bubbles.
Holy shit, that kid has bubbles!
Thanks, Nostalgia Critic. Call me Spielberg. Alright, so that wraps up this episode of Awesome Video Game Memories about Bubble Bobble. And if you have any memories about this game, make sure to leave those in the comments below. Take care. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Awesome Video Game Memories. And if you liked this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to click this notification bell to make sure you know when we release new episodes, because YouTube is very poor in letting their fans know when their favorite creators release new episodes. Just saying. And also, if you want to see us play games live, hopefully this game, make sure to follow us on twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus, and make sure to check our schedule on that page to make sure you know which games we're playing. Hey guys, want to support us? You can support us at patreon.com/BattleGeekPlus, because every dollar helps us bring you a better show.